talking about house prices. For the last few years, the talk has centered on whether or not they're about to crash. So whatever happened to the much-discussed big bubble and the predicted burst?
When the bubble bursts.
In a housing bubble.
People talk about the bubble.
We are in a significant bubble.
What actually a bubble is.
Concerned about the bubble.
We're still waiting. Interest rates are part of the reason they remain historically low and so tempting for buyers.
You know, whether you're a buyer or seller in this market, it's really important to be well informed. And with so many reports that focus on average sale price, it really is confusing. You see, average sale price is not an indicator whether the market's up or down. It's just an indicator of whether or not people are buying more expensive homes or less expensive homes. So with this report, I want to clarify a little bit of that, and I'll look at one particular sector of the market and give you an idea what's happening there.
So what I wanted to do was an area of the city that would be kind of a good example for some people. And we'll look at different sections of the city at different reports, but I wanted to look at this new area of Cranston, Mahogany, Auburn Bay, Copperfield, New Brighton, all these nice areas down here. So the property type we're going to look at today is detached homes, two-story homes between 1,200 and 1,400 square feet that don't have a garage and an unfinished basement. And we're going to look at the years from 2013, 2014, and 2015. And we look at the average sale price in 2013 was $361. I want to mention here that the maximum year built was 2011. We wanted to cut out the new product that was sold. So when you look at this, 361 was the sales price on average. 360 was where most of the buyers were, and the minimum was 345. And that would be for a two-bedroom. Now we look at 2014 sales. As a matter of fact, the sales numbers were about the same. We're looking at maximum built of 2000 year was 2012, and we have median prices of 2,393, and the average was 393.98, and the low price was minimum of 362. So we're looking at 30,000 price difference between those 2 years, and as little as 20,000 difference between those 2 years. And you'll notice that both in both those time periods, same amount of sales. Now let's look at this year. This year, 18 sales. So the sales are definitely down, number of unit sales, but the prices aren't down all that much. When people say the prices are down, I say, oh well, they're not really down, because when we look at 2013, they're up from 2013. So we look at the same square, looking at the same square footage. We're looking maximum year built 2013, because we're not looking at new product, and we're looking at 385, 383. So when we talk about the market, you know, it's important to note that the market for these properties is down a little bit, but it's still pretty strong and above where 2013 was. Okay, so let's look at that same home style again, but let's look at only new never occupied properties that were sold in 2013. And you'll see here that on the minimum, they sold for about 362. On the average, they were about 369, and median was about 364. So you can see that that was the difference. Now, when we look at 2014 prices, we look at 417 was the median price where most of the buyers were buying, so a little bit more for those new properties last year. Now we look at this year, 399. So the properties are down about 17,000 compared to where they were in the median price, and on the low end, 397. So pretty accurate view of what's happening with that particular home style.
You know, there's a lot of factors involved in pricing a property. There's area, location, community, finishing quality, all kinds of things that affect the value. If you're considering buying or selling a property, let me help you with my 15 years experience and create a custom report just for you. Just contact me.